The deadliest road in the city of Milwaukee is not in one neighborhood or just one section of the city. It is a street that runs all the way from the north side to the south.
Crashes along 27th Street have left about a dozen families grieving in just the last year.
New at 10, KLOPF talks with a woman who lost both of her parents and speaks with city leaders about how they are attacking the problem of reckless driving.
I'm standing here on 27th in Cleveland, where a husband and wife were killed last summer by a reckless driver who was going more than 70 miles over the posted speed limit. They were just two of a dozen people who were killed here on 27th Street last year, making it the deadliest street in Milwaukee.
A split second, a speeding car, and a crash that changes a family forever.
What did they take from you guys?
Everything that was ever normal to us.
Police say Sandra and Isidro Vega were killed almost instantly in July 2020 after being hit on 27th Street in Cleveland. Despite a posted speed limit of 35 miles per hour, police say the driver who hit them was going at least 110. It left Diana and her four brothers without their world, their mom and dad.
She was always very kind. Sorry. My dad was very hardworking. He was very nice also.
She says the family had just moved into a new home, a dream come true for her parents who came here from Mexico.
My parents really liked that house. It was the perfect size. We had a garage, we had a basement, we had rooms for everyone.
But without their parents' income, the children couldn't pay the rent and had to move into a small apartment. 20-year-old Diana went from a full-time college student to working at a daycare to help provide for her young brothers.
I have to take on a different role, especially for my brothers. I have to take on the parental role. So like all the expenses, taking them to school, making sure that they're on top of things, worrying about what the next step is for them.
Her parents are two of a dozen people who were killed last year along the nearly 12-mile stretch of 27th Street that runs from the north side of the city to the south side. It accounts for the most fatalities in Milwaukee, according to the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Behind that is an 11-mile stretch of Fond du Lac and a 20-block stretch of Center Street between 23rd and 51st. DOT says of the 88 deaths in Milwaukee last year and crashes, nearly a third of those happened on one of those streets, with speed being the main factor in nearly every crash. It's a problem North and South Side aldermen are all too familiar with.
I understand how bad the reckless driving and speeding is on 27th Street. A lot of people in a hurry, a lot of going around the cars and disregard for traffic lights and other people.
People are trying to go about their normal lives. They're obeying the laws, and it's just a small group that are placing everybody else in danger.
Judge Derek Mosley sits on the city's reckless driving task force. He sees offenders on a regular basis in his Milwaukee courtroom.
People have this misconception that the majority of the reckless drivers are teenagers. However, that is not necessarily the case. I'll sit in court and I'll look down at the ticket and I'm like, you're my age. It's not just teenagers who are driving recklessly. It's people in their 30s and 40s.
He says the task force wants to attack reckless driving from 3 different points, starting with bringing back driver's ed to Milwaukee public schools.
Another piece is enforcement, having the police officers out there to enforce the traffic laws and to issue citations for those breaking those laws. And finally, an engineering piece. The engineering piece being, we call them road diets. So doing things to the city streets, which make the lanes narrower.
On 27th and Clybourne, these bump outs were installed over the summer to prevent cars from weaving in and out of traffic. But more work needs to be done.
It's definitely an epidemic in our city. And we all have to come together to reduce the speeding, get control of this reckless driving.
It's something the VEGA-QUINTERO family hopes happens soon, so what happened to their family doesn't happen to someone else.
Making sure that we're trying to stay together and be as strong as we can.
The man who hit the Vega family is charged with multiple counts of reckless homicide. There's a donation page set up for the VEGA-QUINTERO family. We have a link to that on our website. Reporting in Milwaukee, Rebecca KLOPF, TMJ4 News.
New tonight, the Los Angeles County